Today is our Mother's Day service, and we know that for so many people, this day is so hard. And so as we go through this service, we pray that you will find the Spirit of God and that you will find comfort through that God as you work through the emotions that you have on this day. Now I have a few announcements for you, and I'm going to try and go in order. The Zoom meetings are Monday at 7 and Saturday at 2 p.m. We have the pandemic team on Friday at 4 and membership class on Saturday at 10 a.m. And an advance notice, if you love to have small discussion groups, Mustard Seed is starting up on the last Thursday of the month at 7 o'clock. And we're going to start off with a book called My Grandmother's Hands. And it's a difficult book. It looks at racial abuse and healing from that, but it's some important work that needs to be done right now in this moment. Some announcements for those who are here in person. Just so you know, please keep your masks on. And also, if you feel the need to sing louder than there are 7 acres. Make sure you're in a different acreage to anybody else. That would be really good. And if you do need the bathrooms, you need to go through the side door of church. Unless you want to climb over 4 people and wires. And in case you can't see them because of the reflections, behind me is Tamara, and behind her is Deborah on trumpet. Next to Deborah is Barbara on the beatbox, and John on the guitar. Will you say thank you to them for everything they've done to set up today? Believe me, it was hard work getting everything out. So as we come to worship together in an outdoor space on a glorious day, will you pray with me? God, we give you thanks for this day. We give you thanks that we can meet together. We give you thanks that we can worship you. We can worship you every single day. That we today worship you here and across the airwaves virtually. And we lift up everything that we do to you, asking you to bless us, each other, and for us to receive your blessings, God, into our hearts and our minds and moving forward into life. Amen.
Our first reading today is entitled Phenomenal Woman by the esteemed Maya Angelou. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model's size, but when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of greetings. I say it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breasts, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about, or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenal woman. That's me.
Amen. Phenomenal woman indeed. Now I know some of you are having difficulty hearing at the back. I encourage you to move to the front. There's lots of space here and at the side if you want to come forward. I know the traffic is making the sound a little difficult.
life is in you, oh God. We just worship you this morning. Come on, put your hands together. Come on, give God a hand clap of praise this morning. We serve a great and mighty God. Hallelujah. Great big God. We serve a 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 great big God.
second reading comes from the book of Joshua. The second reading comes from the book of Joshua. Then Joshua, son of Nun, secretly sent 2 spies from Shittim. Go look over the land, he said, especially Jericho. So they went and entered the house of a prostitute named Rahab and stayed there. The king of Jericho was told, "Look, some of you Israelites have come here tonight to spy out on the land." So the king of Jericho sent this message to Rahab, "Bring out the man who came to you and entered your house, because they have come to spy out the whole land." But the woman had taken the 2 men and hidden them. She said, "Yes, the men came to me, but I did not know where they had come from. At dusk, when it was time to close the city gate, they left. I don't know which way they went. Go after them quickly. You may catch up with them." But she had taken them up to the roof and hidden them under the stalks of flax she had laid out on the roof. So the men set out in pursuit of the spies on the road that leads to the fords of the Jordan, and as soon as the pursuers had gone out, the gate was shut. Before the spies lay down for the night, she went up to the roof and said to them, "I know that the Lord has given you this land, and that a great fear of you has fallen on us, so that all who live in this country are melting in fear because of you. We have heard how the Lord dried up the water of the Red Sea for you when you came out of Egypt, and what you did to Sihon and Og, the 2 kings of the Amorites east of the Jordan, whom you completely destroyed. When we heard of it, our hearts melted in fear, and everyone's courage failed because of you. For the Lord your God is God in heaven above and on the earth below. Now then, please swear to me by the Lord that you will show kindness to my family, because I have shown kindness to you. Give me a sure sign that you will spare the lives of my father and mother, my brothers and sisters, and all who belong to them, and that you will save us from death." "Our lives for your lives," the man assured her. "If you don't tell what we are doing, we will treat you kindly and faithfully when the Lord gives us the land." This ends the reading. As we come to the sharing of our gifts and tithes and offerings, we want to remind you, we thank you for all that you have given and all that you share, and all the many different ways that you do with your time, your gifts. And it really touches me to see how strong this church is and committed to both. So as the song starts, if you're comfortable enough to come up, contribute in the bucket, so to speak. If you're comfortable enough, please do so. And for those of you that are in the mothering role, in the caring role, please feel free to take a tulip with you.
We want to encourage you to come this side as well, so that you don't come under wires.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now
many of my colleagues who get guest preachers in on Mother's Day because they're never sure what to say and how to encapsulate all the emotions that go with Mother's Day. It's so difficult because we have so many different approaches to this day. And I want to acknowledge everyone who has played a mothering role. Even if you didn't give birth, whether you were born a woman or a man, you can still take this role. And for some people, we have needed other people to take that role for us because for whatever reason, we haven't had a mother in our lives or for part of it. Well, I wanted to look at what is it, because we talk about this mothering thing and it's all that lovey-dovey, you know, she'll give you a hug when you've hurt your knee. And there was an article in the Huffington Post that described a mother as this. Being a mum means more than giving birth to a child. It's loving and knowing a soul before you even see it. It's carrying and caring for a life that's completely dependent on you for survival. It's giving air to the lungs that grew within you and sight to the eyes that will never see you as anything but mum. But it's also sleepless nights. It's nursing scratches and scrapes. It's being stern and protective. It's teaching to talking and walking, and maybe even running. It's learning to hand a child to a stranger to let them teach them what you can't. It's bracing them for a fall, dusting them off after they do. It's seeing them cry and not knowing how to fix it. So you sit on the floor and hold them and cry right along with them. It's teaching them that they are smart, capable, funny, and giving them the security to do things. It's building their self-esteem, supporting their dreams and loving them unconditionally. It's also letting them go, letting them fail, and teaching them how to get back up. It's going without so that they have, and being okay with that. And apart from the bits that this author wrote about the actual giving birth, we can all take this role for other people. We can hold people when they fall. We can cry with people when they cry. We can empower people when they need to be lifted up and encouraged. But we also know God does that too. And in so many places, God is seen as Father. And maybe God has fathering qualities, and we talk about that on Father's Day. But God also has mothering qualities. Sitting with us when we cry. Giving us what we need to be able to do whatever it is that we are called to do. But this mother that's described is perfect. And I don't know about you, but I don't know a perfect mother out there. Not a one. They might be wonderful and beautiful and precious, but they're not perfect. Because none of us are perfect. The reading that we heard this morning from John was from Rahab, about Rahab. And Rahab was considered a prostitute. She was a Canaanite woman living in Jericho. And Joshua sends two men, their spies, to look at the land. And they come to Rahab's house for lodging. And maybe a little more. And the king, hearing about this, he tells the men, so he demands that Rahab gives them up. But you know, the story goes that she doesn't give them up. She protects them to protect her family. She was the mother of Boaz. who married Ruth. And through the family tree, we trace to Jesus. This prostitute, as some call her, this imperfect woman who cared enough about her family to protect them, was called by God. She wasn't perfect. None of us are perfect. And I read the article, and then I looked at the image. There's a picture that Trisha Robertson's painted called The Four. And it pictures Tamar, Rahab, Ruth, and Bathsheba. And she says, grandmothers. Some of them had affairs, were prostitutes, they lied, and certainly weren't the starry princesses. But God chose them, broken women, to have a role. And that's what God does with us. Whether we're born women or not, there are people in our world that need us to care for them, to tenderly love them. People that feel unheard, unappreciated. And there are mothers out there that feel unappreciated, I know that. I have a question for us today. Do we appreciate those who are in the mothering roles in and around our lives? Do we see the calling that God has placed on them? Have we listened to the call to mother other people? And I never thought I would quote Dr. Seuss. Is that how you say it? Seuss? No. To the world, you may be one person, but to that person, you may be the world. Maya Angelou said, I will look after you and I will look after anybody you say needs to be looked after. Anyway, you say, I am here. I brought my whole self to you. So for those of you who are taking a mothering role, thank you. Thank you for giving of yourself. Thank you for protecting, for honoring, for loving. Your gift to this world is so special. And it's about love, and our next song is the power of your love. And as we sing this, I want you to think about the roles that you have and the power that love that you give to other people and they give to you. What a difference that makes.
Lord, I come to you, let my heart be changed, renewed, flowing from the grace that I find. power of your love. And as I wait, I'll rise up like the eagle, and I will soar with you. Your spirit leads me on in the power of your love.
And it's the power of that love that we come together at the communion table. And those of you that are at home, I invite you to take whatever gifts that you have, whether it's bread, crackers, cookies, wine, coffee, because this is symbolic. And those that are here have packs if they are comfortable with them. And I invite you to take the bread and to give God thanks for it. The symbol of love that we celebrate every single week at Trinity. Giving God thanks for that love. And I ask God to bless the elements that we have, just as Jesus did at that table. And then we break it. And you know, so many of us will go through periods of our life where we are broken. And I hope that we can take comfort from this meal, knowing that we share this symbol of love. Whether we eat, or whether we drink, or whether we just are present in the moment, we still share this love that has been passed down through the ages. And I invite you to lift up the cup, the juice, whatever symbol you have, and give God thanks. Ask God's blessing on it as we share in this moment, and we remember the blood that has been shed over the last 2,000 odd years through violence, through hatred. And that this cup reminds us that there is a new covenant that overrides all of that, that we can take forward, that is one of love. As we share in this moment, let us give thanks.
Loving and Creator God, we are so grateful to come together in worship on this day that we celebrate mothers and mothering. Mothers give us life and give up their lives to guide, protect, and love us. We know too that those who mother can take many forms, and we are so blessed by all that they do. This can be a hard day too, for those who have lost their mother, or for mothers who have lost a child. We pray that you comfort those people. Let their hearts be easy, knowing that our loved ones have gone home to you and are at peace. Coming together in person today also brings to mind all that has transpired across the time of the pandemic. So many lives lost and people suffering from COVID-19, from fear, from loneliness and isolation. Yet we see that you have been there beside us and led us through to the cusp of a return to life as we knew it before. Guide us as we take steps in that direction and help us balance safety with the joy that we feel being in person for worship. We also pray today for those in need, to those facing financial difficulties, please provide for them. To those who are fearful, reassure them that you hold them in your loving hands. To those with medical concerns, please guide their doctors, nurses, and other caregivers, and bestow your healing on them and comfort them. We note especially today that a member of our congregation, Stephen Reed, needs extra prayers as he faces a health issue. Be with him and give him the strength to meet this challenge. God, we know that you are always with us, and we ask for your continuing love and grace as we go out into the world this Mother's Day. In your many names we pray. Amen.
As we go out into the world today, may we be a soul on fire for God.
Whether it's virtual or whether it's physical, I pray that we will really embrace what it means to protect and to love each other. And I want to encourage those who are here that want to remember their mothers. We have a heart garden just inside the memorial garden. Please feel free to place tulips in the heart garden to remember your mother. God, we give you thanks for this worship. We give you thanks that we can come together and share your words. And I ask your blessing on each one of us, whether we're here in person or whether we are across the world. May we receive your spirit and be a soul on fire. May God's peace be with you. Gee, that sounds good.